All right, guys, we're on for another exciting episode of Astra Sherpa. And we are here with our host, the man who's never wrong because he's always right, Mike Wright. Mike, tell us what we got going on for this next exciting episode number Astro Sherpa. What do we got going on, brother?
Hey, Carlos, welcome to the Random Shit Show. And my name is Mike Wright, the Astro Sherpa. So I am here to deliver some news. We talked, 2 weeks ago about what was coming up with the Mars retrograde and Mars going direct now, and we have all these energies direct. All planets are direct with the exception of Uranus, which will come direct in early January. And when Uranus comes direct, that will activate our higher mind, all of our lower mind, our personality types. All this has gone under reconstruction. So we've gone through a pruning process, kind of like this tree. This rose bush, it dies off, and we have to prune out the old so that next year new growth can come about. And that's the process we're going through in a greater perspective, because we astrologically have ended 3 major cycles. So we are getting ready to go into a brand new world. And so this week's going to show us a lot of reveals of this new personality that we've been working on. And if you've done the hard work and pruned out the old emotional gunk that you've been storing in the old closet, emotions we refuse to recognize, that's what holds us back from evolving our personality. And this is going to happen for everybody, whether they're prepared or not. We are going to go into this new age, and we'll talk about this conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter right at the 0 degrees of Aquarius. And when that happens, we'll start experiencing a whole new cycle of challenges in the sign of Aquarius, and that will be our higher mind and our hopes, wishes, friend groups. All these will be affected over the next 2.5 years. So as far as what's going on in the immediate future, this coming week, let's talk about our Loonshine report.
Okay, so before we go to the Loonshine report, let's do a recap.
Sure. Yes,
okay,
sir.
so right now, and look everybody, we're on a budget. Okay, so like last time the audio didn't turn out right, and we're outside because we love nature. So we're trying to, keep it real. For the most part, let's just do a quick repeat. Uranus. Is it safe to say that with Uranus, everybody is going to be going through a transition? Is that safe to say?
It's already happened. We've had
It's
several
happened.
of the major planets just were in opposition to Uranus over the last probably month or so. We've had Mercury, the Sun, Venus. So all these have come in opposition to Uranus. So anytime there's an opposition, that shows us a polarity, meaning an action we have to take.
So we've already crossed over, in other words.
Yes, we're through.
We're done.
Our DNA has been rewritten.
Oh, wow.
Now it's up to the moon to reveal what our direction's going to be and where we're going, where we're heading.
Oh.
So what is our sense of belonging? That's what the big focus for Aquarius is going to be right away, and that is all Uranus. Uranus is going to show us this big electrical change in our minds, and it's going to tell us where do we belong in this new future. And we are leaving the material, chasing the material world. That's behind us. So we're ending that cycle. We are going into Saturn, and Jupiter will be conjuncting, and Pluto will be coming into Aquarius later on.
We got a bunch of phone calls about that.
Yeah, so
we got a bunch of...
We'll get to that one.
Yeah. Oh, before we get ready to go on to the I'm going to mispronounce this. Is it Loonshine or Lunashine report?
You may call it whatever you want, but loonshine.
Loon.
Like moonshine, but the loon is the French called moon loon.
As in lunatic?
Lunatic. There you go. That's where that
Okay,
comes from.
it makes sense. Okay, so we're getting ready to go to the Loonshine segment, and
Yes,
we got
sir.
to come back to the conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's mosey on over to the Loonshine segment.
So,
All right, well, take it away.
This week, we find the moon today is in the last degrees of Leo. So this is a great time to film these type of things and show us let our inner child out and perform and play and share and create and experience joy and happiness. So when we love ourselves, then we can love others, and that's one of the prime reasons of being why you should love your neighbor as you love yourself. And the reason being is our neighbors reflect the part of us that we might not like. So if we don't love our neighbor, we don't love ourselves. So let's all work on that. So this age of Aquarius coming up will show us our sense of belonging, and the groups and friends will start to be magnetically attracted to for the future. So the moon this week will finish out of Leo tonight and head into Virgo tomorrow. So Carlos, what do you think the moon in Virgo means?
What do I think the moon in Virgo means? Well, I did a little bit of homework.
Okay.
Basically, let's see if I can remember all of this. Reflection. Huh? Huh? Am I right?
Virgo's about analyzing the details.
Reflection!
Well, maybe that's more Pisces.
I just want to be right. Make me feel good. I'm sorry.
It is on the polarity axis, okay, of Pisces, Virgo. So, Virgo is about getting a lot of work done. So we can get a lot of stuff done around in our daily lives. We can really focus and make a lot of progress on Monday and tomorrow. And guess what? The moon will be in its waning square phase to the sun. So this is the 3/4 square of the moon, and this will reveal this new personality that we're either going to be comfortable with, or we're going to say no thank you, I'm going to head for the exit, and then something will step in and totally send you in a new direction. So yes, we are going to all by Wednesday.
So Monday is December the 7th.
Yes.
Wednesday would be December the 9th.
Right.
So Monday, December the 7th is kind of like the energy's there to get done.
So when the new moon started in Scorpio, this was the seeds we planted back in Scorpio. So about transformations, and the Mars retrograde, as well as the Mercury retrograde, and even earlier back in the year, the Venus retrograde, was all our personal planets upgrading our thought process, our physical selves, our emotional selves, to handle this higher vibrational energy we're coming into. Aquarius is a higher vibe. So, meaning if we are vibing, we will receive this higher vibe. And what does that mean exactly, Carlos? You're like, hey, you're vibrating higher. What do you think it means?
Oh, is that without beer or with beer? Okay, so vibrating higher frequency, you're more in tune to the universe.
You're going to be able to pick up information that you normally wouldn't be able to comprehend and receive. So when you vibrate higher, it raises your awareness.
Okay.
Meaning your consciousness will be in tune to what's coming, and this will show you this higher mind being opened up to receiving, and you will start to process information differently now.
Okay.
We all will, and we're going to be evolving to where we quit reacting. meaning our ego, that part of ourselves are going to be wound down where we will be responding through our whole self. So that happens on Wednesday. This is when the moon comes back into Scorpio, where the seeds were planted. So now this 3/4 reveal happening on Monday. By Wednesday, we will see the script flip. Boom. Because Scorpio is about transformations, getting the deep, dark knowledge that was hidden. So on Wednesday, Monday and Wednesday, through Wednesday and all the way up to Friday, we're going to see things revealed. And this is going to show that this waning moon will show us what seeds were planted, what sprouted, what's coming to fruition.
And you said waning moon because I do remember, I think it's December the 8th. The way it was written between the 7th and the 8th, but it's like right then and there we're going to a waning moon. December between roughly 7th and 8th is going to be a waning moon.
The last phase of this moon after the 7th tomorrow. And so from the 8th all the way till the new moon, and that's a solar eclipse. Boom. Whoa. So we go from eclipse to eclipse.
Okay.
So the solar eclipse will happen in Sagittarius. Now this will wrap up that eclipse energy. So when the new moon happens in Sag, and that'll be by
Sag is astronomical talk, everybody, for Sagittarius, in case you didn't know it.
Sagittarius, correct. So if you caught on to that, you're way ahead of the game. So by the time we have this solar eclipse on the 14th in Sagittarius, that will be the ending with this brand new beginning. Will show us the way, and that will lead up. This will be like the red carpet rolling out to the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction on the 21st, the winter solstice, at 0 degrees of Aquarius. Now, the Saturn goes into Aquarius, I think on the 18th.
Okay.
So a couple days before Saturn goes into Aquarius, so our physical bodies, our bones and our teeth and all this pressure that's been on our physical structure will be relieved.
Wait. So you just said because of the way everything is conjuncting, because of the Saturnian energy, by the time we get to December the 18th, for those that's been feeling pain and sluggish and tiredness,
in their houses, their structures,
and you feel like you just been born to a new dimension,
right.
It's like, this shit hurts.
So Aquarius in the parts of the body will be circulation, so people might have difficulties with blood circulation and also your lower legs.
But 18, everything should be kind of cleared up by December the 18th?
Your bones and all, your knees and joints and all this, the teeth.
So what's the upgrade?
Well, that will stop being challenged, meaning it showed us what needed to be fixed, upgraded. And if you haven't got to that and you let it fester and rot, well, it's going to cause you problems down the road. But
it's funny you say that because, here at the Shit Show, we're very open-minded. We respect everybody's opinions and practices. But it says that in Feng Shui, we are in the year of the rat. And the rat year is always the year of pestilence. We're going to be moving towards that ox energy sometime by February, March.
Right.
So based off of what you're saying, by using Western astronomy and astrology, and if you look into the Feng Shui sector, it's all making sense. It all adds up.
right. So
We should feel a little bit better. We should feel a little bit better. I would say after December the 18th, we'll know what the heck our bodies would have been caught up with our mind and our transformation, because we had to break some traditions this year.
So most of if you think of pain, and we've all been through pain is simply the memory of an action, okay? So when our pains flare up, that is just simply the memory of what happened, okay? And that particular pain is brought up so you can acknowledge it, correct it, release it. And we can rewrite our DNA, because the pain is stored as a negative charge in your DNA cell. Say I have a knee pain, whatever caused me trauma in my knee, that pain is stored, the memory of the pain is stored in the DNA structure of my knee. So when that pain comes up, that shows me there's a negative charge stored in the DNA that needs to be corrected and released, and then the pain will be relieved.
We had a phone conversation about DNA. I think that will be another video shoot down the line.
Yeah, so
it should be released some
is
days
how
after
our
this video is
personality was
released.
upgraded.
But we need to talk about the DNA because that was important. So as far as the, thank you for reporting in to the Loonshine Report.
Yes, sir, that was
All right,
that's what's coming up here. We got a big grand finale finish rolling into this big conjunction happening on the 21st. So the moon's done a whole lot of work for us this year. Whole lot of work.
All right, we're on to the next segment.
Okay.
So the next segment, okay, here it goes, guys. Ask the crystal jar. So here's how it goes. How can we put this in a nice way? Oh, we're just going to be real and transparent about things. Here's how it works. We are very intimate when it comes to our fan base. Phone calls, phone calls, phone calls. We can email, you can leave comments. Oh, and by the way, shameless plug, Mike Wright, because he's never wrong, he's always right. The man with the plan. Get my hands right. Like, share, subscribe. I don't know where it's at. I don't know where they're going to...
They'll figure it out, Carl. They know
Just
that
like,
shit
share, subscribe. Y'all figure it out. No, okay,
It
let's...
is the random shit show. They better figure it out.
We got to move forward.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Let's
so
roll.
ask the crystal jar.
Ask
So
the crystal jar.
he takes phone calls, I takes phone calls. We're very intimate with the fan base. You cannot always believe what you see. So today, because of that, we don't look at the comment section. We do, but whatever. But the phone calls, we appreciate that. So we got to ask this crystal jar because there are some questions, and what we did was we actually broke it down to the point of we take our questions in a consensus. There are some things that the majority wants to know. So we're going to please the majority right quick. And yeah, we do have the minority crowd. Please don't read into that. Anyway, for the most part, ask the crystal jar segment. You ready?
Hey, Carlos, quick question for you. What's the difference between this guy, this one, and that one?
Okay, let me see if I can remember this. That guy right there, that's crystal. That guy's a big old rock. That guy's a pretty little big rock. And that's purple. I think that's let me get my hand right. That's purple. I think that's a crystal. But I could be wrong. What is it?
Crystal, 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 crystal.
Get the
They're all
heck
the
out of
same.
here.
They all are the exact same thing.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
That's a big old piece of crystal.
Yes, that one's a huge piece of crystal.
That's a big old piece of...
Some people believe that divine light is captured in crystal, in matter form. So that's why crystals have so much healing power.
Okay. All right.
All right, so Carlos, why don't you grab a question out of the
Ask ye old crystal.
Ask the crystal jar. Let's see what they're
ye old
saying. Oh,
crystal.
don't let it bite you.
Oh.
It's a little sassy.
Oh, it's gonna
it
get
has
you.
some personality.
I'm going to close my eyes, although you guys can only see my hands. I'm going to close my eyes, though. Okay. So this was very important. During Halloween, October the 31st,
Yes.
2020, there was a special moon. And during that special moon, from what we understood, it was a birthing canal. Now, if you go from 10:31 to 11:30, 4 a.m., that's roughly about 31 days. Something strange happened because we did have an eclipse on 11:30, roughly about 4 a.m. Now, this question is worded like this. What is the correlation between October the 31st all the way up to 11:30, 4 a.m.?
So the October 31st moon was the ending of the era. That was the water breaking, and we were pushed in, basically going into labor pains. So we were all, that thing was super powerful. It literally was like, this is ramped up, compressed everybody into this little tiny space right before the election, and then like that whole week, it's like the first week after that moon on the 31st, it was basically like everybody, like time just froze. And then following 2 weeks as that thing wound down, we all were just kind of sitting in this space wondering what happened. Some people were happy, some were like, sitting in their delusions. Some people were seeing illusions. What they believe was the case is not the case yet. This Wednesday will show us what is the way forward, and we accept it or we don't. And so that whole month-long process was basically us going through the entire birthing process. So that's why it was so heavy.
So let's see if we can, I don't mean to cut you off, let's see if we can put this in layman's terms. And just to simplify it a little bit more, although your explanation is very good, but just, children may want to learn.
Sure.
Okay, well, that's a different story. So let's say it like this. Is it safe to say, imagine a woman giving birth, and she may be in birth for 8 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours. But if you put it on a world scale, 1031 with that moon was us coming through the birthing canal, and it took 30 to 31 days for us to come out the birthing canal and be like, hey, look, this is a whole new dimension.
Right.
Is that safe to say?
Sure, it is.
Okay.
Most people, though, over the last 2 weeks have seen a lot of death, transformations, people leaving, the old being pruned away, and we talked about that earlier. So that
Rosebush.
Yeah, that was this.
Rosebush.
So we still have a few flowers, but they are fading away, and just shows us the cycle of life. And we've ended several major cycles in human development. So we're leaving behind 200 years of Jupiter and Pluto conjuncting in Earth signs. So now we're going into air signs, and that means we'll be focused on the higher mind. So us, our physical self, our chasing ego desires, that's played out. That's done.
Is it safe to say that now that we've kind of maxed out on the Iron Age, we're on the upswing towards the Golden Age?
Yes, sir. That's it.
Alrighty.
We are rolling into the Golden Age, so This is knowledge will be power. The more knowledge you have, because it will be restricted. Knowledge is going to be restricted.
Okay.
By the power structures.
Crystal jar time. Ready for the next one?
Yes, let's grab another one.
All right. Let's see if I can do this.
You let me know how much time we have.
I'll be your lovely Vanna White. Well, so far, I think we're, I don't know. I can't see it. I'm trying to work this jar right quick. I got a lot of jobs. Ooh, that's 2 in a row. Might be a good sign. We'll put the top one away. Ooh, yeah, we'll save that one. We might save, you know what? We're going to save that for the next segment, because I already saw it.
Sure.
And that's something everybody wants to know. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so we did a little research. This is what we found out. Jupiter and Saturn, according to the charts, will be 0.01 degree within each other. It's going to almost look like a double planet, so they say it could be found in the southwestern area. The last time we've had Jupiter and Saturn to form a quote-unquote massive planet or be so close to each other was exactly 800 years ago. According to the charts, the year was 1220. The year was also 1226. So we have a 6-year lag somewhere in like 6 missing years, ironically. However, in the year 1220, when Jupiter and Saturn stacked, Genghis Khan was on a conquest.
Yeah.
In the year 1226, the king of Portugal declared war on the Muslims. Please tell us what is going to happen, because it happened 800 years ago, whether it was 1220 or 1226.
Right.
How is this Jupiter-Saturn stacking going to affect us?
So, if we think about Jupiter, it brings abundance and growth. So, extensive growth and abundance. And Saturn brings restriction. So,